Chapter 3 notes, rewriting equations in y equals mx plus b form. This is also called solving a literal equation, where we're going to solve an equation, but the equation will have two variables or more, and there will be variables in our solution. So we won't get this down to one number like when we usually solve equations, how we get it down to just one single value. In this situation, there'll be variables in the answer, and we'll just be solving for one of the variables in the equation. So in this case, we're going to solve y equals mx plus b equations for y, and solve for y means get y all by itself. Since we're not going to know what x is, x will be part of the solution, okay? And at the finish, or when we're done solving this equation for y, it'll be in a form that we can easily graph, and so we will graph the equation below. So to solve for y, what I recommend you do is circle the variable we're solving for. So I'm solving for y, and we're going to get everything else to the other side of the equation. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the 3x, and we do that by subtracting it from both sides. And my advice is to write the 3x, the negative 3x first, and then the plus 12. Let's try to keep it in this format if we can, because it'll be easy to graph. Now I need to get rid of the 4, so I would divide by 4, and here's the trick. We have to divide everything by 4. So this will cancel out. I'll have y equals negative 3/4 x, and the 12 over 4, that is 3. So there's my final answer. Now that equation is solved for y, and notice I don't have just a single value, I have an equation. But now I can graph that. Remember, we start with the y-intercept at positive 3, to make a dot there, and then the slope is negative 3/4, so that tells me to go down 3 over 4 from that point. And then I can draw in my line with arrows on the ends and extend it to the edges of the graph. So we are solving these equations for y. Example number 2, I'd start by moving the negative 3x to the other side. Remember, I think it's a really good idea to circle what we're solving for, so I'm getting rid of everything else. So I would add 3x to both sides. So I have 5y equals 3x plus 15. Then I would divide everything by 5, and this is a crucial step. We have to divide the entire right-hand side of the equation by 5. That 5 cancels out, and I get y equals 3/5 x plus 3. And now I can graph this. 3 is my y-intercept again, and my slope is 3/5, so I'll go up 3 over 5, and then connect those with arrows on both ends. And we can solve any equation for any variable inside it by just moving everything else to the other side of the equation, the other side of the equal sign. Example 3. Again, I'm getting everything away from the y, so I'm going to move the 4x first by subtracting 4x from both sides. Now be careful after those cancel. Negative 6y is what's left on that left-hand side. I have negative 4x plus 12. So don't forget to drop that negative sign down with the 6y. Then I'm going to divide everything by negative 6, and that's everything, the entire right-hand side, by negative 6. So my final answer is y equals, now negative divided by negative is positive, and 4/6 can actually be reduced to 2/3. And then positive 12 divided by negative 6 is negative 2. Now I can easily graph that. Negative 2 is my y-intercept, and my slope is 2/3, so I go up 2 over 3, draw my line. And one more example, example 4. Same idea, I'm solving for y. So first I'll get rid of the 6x by subtracting 6x. Don't forget to bring the negative 3 down with the y. I like to write the x term first to keep it in that y equals mx plus b form. Then divide both sides by negative 3, but remember you need to divide everything by negative 3. So I get, as a final answer, y equals, now negative 6 divided by negative 3 is a positive 2x, and then 18 divided by negative 3 is negative 6. So y-intercept is negative 6. The slope is a 2. Remember, if it's not a fraction, you can make slope a fraction by putting it over 1. So it'd be up 2 over 1. So my advice on these is to circle the variable you're solving for, and then move everything to the other side of the equal sign, using the same steps we learned when we just were solving an equation that only had one variable in it. Get rid of addition or subtraction first, and then get rid of any multiplication or division. Good luck solving equations for a variable.